Broadcasting live from the Meridics via OBS Studio Broadcast Center at Centennial Sportsplex. This is GNASH Hockey on the Middle Tennessee Sports Network as we welcome you to the fourth and final full week of the 2025 GNASH postseason and the next to last week of the 2024-2025 GNASH season as a whole. And tonight we cut the remaining number of teams still playing from 7 down to 5. First up, it's the Preds Cup Losers Bracket Final. For the second straight year, it's Montgomery Bell taking on Ravenwood. And for the second straight year, it's Ensworth-Nolensville-Lipscomb awaiting the winner. And then it's the Preds Cup Losers Bracket Semifinal. Brentwood taking on Centennial FRA. The winner of that game will play Station Camp Liberty Creek on Wednesday night. And the Hein Cup Losers Bracket, did I say Preds Cup Losers Bracket Semifinal? I meant Hein Cup Losers Bracket Semifinal between Brentwood. The winner of that game will play Station Camp on Wednesday night in the Hein Cup Losers Bracket Final to see who will take on Father Ryan in the Hein Cup Final on Thursday night in Antioch. So, big night of games ahead, even though there are only 2. All right, let's go over the final scores from last week. We had 5 games last week, as previously scheduled, even though one slate of games had to be moved back a couple days, or moved forward a couple days. No, moved back. Last Thursday in the Henry Hein Cup Winners Bracket Final, it was Father Ryan beating Station Camp Liberty Creek 10-6. And then on Friday in the Predators Cup Winners Bracket Final, it was Ensworth-Nolensville-Lipscomb beating Ravenwood 6-4 to claim the first spot in this Wednesday's final. In the Preds Cup Losers Bracket Semifinal, it was Montgomery Bell ending the season of Franklin with a 3-0 win. And in the Henry Hein Cup Losers Bracket Quarterfinals, it was Centennial FRA ending Independence BAUSN Nashville Christian season with a 3-2 win. And Brentwood got revenge on the Rutherford Rampage from last year's final, as the Bruins ended the defending Hein Cup champs season with a 5-1 win. So just 2 games this evening, and they're both here on Rink A at Centennial. MBA and Ravenwood up first in just a few moments in the Preds Cup Losers Bracket Final, and then 7:30, Brentwood Centennial in the Hein Cup Losers Bracket Semifinal. Pregame for that one starts at 7:25. As both teams are making their way onto the benches, and the officials are out here as well, so shouldn't be too much longer before we get out on the ice. And then we can talk about the 2 teams playing our first game of the evening. And, in fact, the officials have told both teams to go ahead and get out on the ice. We'll start the 3-minute warm-up, and we'll wait. I think they're going to wait until they haven't started the clock yet. We'll wait until the clock started for them to. All right, clock has started. So let's talk about the 2 teams playing the first game of our doubleheader tonight. First up, Montgomery Bell, coached by Max Wutzke, opened the postseason with a 5-1 win over Franklin in the first round on February 3rd. Then a week later, lost to Ravenwood 3-1 in the Winners Bracket Semifinals. 2 nights later, February 12th, in the Losers Bracket Quarterfinals, they beat the Outlaws 6-1. And then last Friday in the Losers Bracket Semifinal, they beat Franklin 3-0. So here are their team stats coming into tonight. Matthew Moore is the leading scorer. He has 6 points from a goal and 5 assists. Trace Graham, 5 points from 2 goals and 3 assists. He is in the lineup tonight. He took a big hit in the Franklin game in the first period on Friday and left the game, but he is in the lineup this evening. Duke Dalba has 4 points from 3 goals and an assist. Ethan Sides, 2 points from 3 goals and an assist. Ethan Moore, 3 points from a goal and 2 assists. Andrew Freck, 2 points from goals. Michael DeTillo, 2 points from a goal and an assist. And James Learman, Ben Eady, and Abe Lasher each have a point from a goal. On to goalie play. Hunter Wick has played in all 4 games. He started all 4 of them. His record is 3-1. He's played just shy of 166 and a half minutes. He has 1 shutout. He's allowed 5 goals and 68 shots, turned away the other 63. His save percentage in the postseason so far is .926. His goals against average is 1.26. Aiden Becker played in 97 seconds of the game against the Outlaws late. And then he and Wick switched while play was going on. And he played just over 1.5 minutes and he turned away one shot. So his save percentage in the postseason so far is 1,000. Let's move on to Ravenwood, coached by James Gately. Opened the postseason with a 6-0 win over Hendersonville beats Lawson on February 5th. Then the 3-1 win over MBA in the winners bracket semi on February 10th. And then last Friday lost 6-4 to Ensworth-Nolensville-Lipscomb in the winners bracket final. So here are their stats coming into tonight. Mason Reed and Liam Powell each have 5 points from 3 goals and 2 assists. Cooper Hill with 4 points from 2 goals and 2 assists. Again, broke his thumb playing for the Junior Preds a couple weeks ago, so he's done for the postseason and sadly his GNASH career. Keaton Moffitt has 3 points, all from goals. Grady Fernan, 3 points, all from assists. Brady Freeman, 2 points from both from goals. Jake Farrell, 2 points from assist. And Cannon Kaiser, Zeke Landcamer, and Jake Lipinski each have a point from an assist. Let's move on to goalie play. Reese McKenzie has played in 2 games. One of those was a start. The start was the game against MBA a couple weeks ago, so her record in the postseason, well, it says 1-1-0, but that's not the case. It should be 1-0-0. She came in on Friday night after Ensworth jumped out to a 3-0 lead, and Ravenwood the lead never changed hands while she was on the ice, so that's a no decision for her. She's played 76 minutes, allowed 4 goals on 41 shots, turned away the other 37. Her save percentage in the postseason so far is .902. Her goals against average is 2.37. Colin Gower has played in 2 games. Both of them were starts. He played the entirety of the game against Hendersonville. Ravenwood won that, so his record won. So he got a win from that. And he started the game on Friday. And again, Ravenwood the lead never changed hands when Reese McKenzie was out on the ice. So Colin Gower, his record is 1-1-0. He has played 48 minutes. He has 1 shutout because he was in goal for the shutout against Hendersonville. He's allowed 3 goals and 23 shots, turned away the other 20. His save percentage in the postseason so far is .870, and his goals against average is 2.81. Ravenwood has won both meetings by the exact same score of 3-1 back on October 28th, and then the game 2 weeks ago today. Reese McKenzie going to start in goal for Ravenwood. Hunter Wick going to start in goal for MBA. For this first period, Ravenwood will carry the puck from my left to right, MBA from my right to left. Preds Cup Losers Bracket Final. The winner plays Ensworth in the final. The loser, their season is over, and this one is underway with MBA winning the draw to start the game. Sent up the far boards and deflected into the Ravenwood zone by Matthew Moore. Puck coming around on the near side, cleared out by Grady Fernan. Lawson Brown with it at center. Tried to poke it ahead. It rolled up the right arm of Mason Reed and into the NBA zone deep. Big Red trying to get it out. Held in by Reed. Reed inside the left circle. Going down low, had the puck chopped off his stick. Mason Reed on a 5-game goal-scoring streak as Owen Apple takes a shot from the left point that's turned away by Wick. And NBA are going to end up icing the puck. And all that took the first 39 seconds off the clock. And the draw is going to be to Wick's right. Not a big crowd on hand for this one. So it's probably close to 50 people. We probably have people still trying to find parking spots. Draw one by NBA. Puck sent around the boards to the near side. Ravenwood doing a good job of holding it in. Now the puck coming around to the far side. And now it's going back around the other way. Duke Dalba on the near side. And they bring it out. Dalba at center. Into the Ravenwood zone, left wing side. Takes a shot. Came towards the net, steered away by McKenzie. It didn't come at her very hard though, because Anthony Maltese kind of slowed it up with his stick. And Keaton Moffitt clears the puck out to center. Here's Brady Friedman, left wing side of the NBA zone. Stops at the half wall. Pass to the slot. Keaton Moffitt had it go off his stick. And the Big Red clear it out. Here's Abe Lasher, right wing side of the Ravenwood zone. A shot in the right circle. Stopped and held on to by McKenzie. 12:28 to go in the first. No goals on the board. Draw is going to be to McKenzie's left. Draws one with the Big Red. Michael Detillo, shot in the right point. Stopped by McKenzie. And the rebound cleared away from the front of the net. Henry Burke whiffed on it about twice. Here's Robert Longard up. Puck got away from him. Goes into the NBA zone. Immediately cleared out by the Big Red. Owen Apple with it now on the far side of the Ravenwood zone. Passing it towards the blue line. Intercepted by Cortland Clinton. He'll bring it back into the Ravenwood zone. On the right wing, a shot stopped and held on to by McKenzie. Draws to McKenzie's left once again. It's won by Ravenwood. Timo Holland battling with Matthew Moore near the left wing corner. Ethan Moore jumps in there. Grady Fernan comes up with a puck, passes across the far side. It goes over the blue line and out. Mason Reed with it. Tapping it back over to the near side, Liam Powell. Cross ice pass into the NBA zone, picked up. Grady Fernan passing up to the left point. Owen Apple taking a shot, turned away, blocked it away by Wick. Puck in the left wing corner. Puck comes back up to Apple, left point. Passes back down the wall, Reed. Trying to go to the left circle. Liam Powell went off his stick. NBA tried to clear, held in Apple at the left point. Takes another shot. Stopped by Wick. Put the 5-hole together. Puck now on the near side boards. And it's cleared out of play by Matthew Moore. Shot it into his own bench, trying to get it out of his own zone. 11:14 to go in the first. No goals on the board. Draw is going to be to Wick's left. It's won by Ravenwood. Cannon Kaiser down the right wing, shot, score! Cannon Kaiser from the right wing boards fired it through traffic, and it ends up in the top corner on the right-hand side of the net. Ravenwood have a 1-0 lead with 11:09 to go in the first. Kaiser just decided to shoot it, and the puck had eyes and went into that top right-hand corner. Draw one by the Big Red, but they turn it over to Ravenwood. Here's Jake Farrell, left wing side of the NBA zone. A shot turned away by Wick at the right-hand post, his right-hand post. Puck comes out to the blue line, and a shot from Anthony Maltese stopped by Wick. Now back the other way come NBA. Andrew Freck, right wing side of the Ravenwood zone. Tried to pass the slot, went off a Ravenwood stick. Here's Duke Dabble putting it in front of the shot from Ethan Moore. Stopped by McKenzie point blank. Big save by her. Puck coming around to the near side. Brady Friedman passing ahead to Keaton Moffitt. Moffitt out at center. Moffitt, left wing side of the NBA zone. The puck tapped off his stick by Abe Lasher. Lasher with it now. In the left wing corner, gets pushed down by Moffitt. He pokes it ahead with one hand, and it's cleared out of play on the far side, the bleachers side of the ice, by Lasher. No, it was not by Lasher. It was by Ethan Moore. 10:16 to go in the first. 1-0 Ravenwood. Draw is going to be to the right of Wick. Draw one by Ravenwood, and a shot by Grady Fernan, gloved and held on to by Wick. So they'll drop it to Wick's right again. One by the Big Red, cleared out to center, intercepted by Timo Holland. Got a man all over top of him, that was Ethan Sides. And Matthew Moore takes the puck away at center, brings it into the Ravenwood zone, gets a shot from the left wing that misses the net to the left of McKenzie. Now here's Trace Graham in the right circle, trying to send it to the front of the net. Owen Apple knocks it away, and now here's Mason Reed through center, back into the NBA zone. Had the puck taken off, but Ravenwood maintained possession. Liam Powell in the left wing corner, sending it around the boards to the near side. And the Big Red come up with it, pass it out to center, but it hits the skate, the left skate of Trace Graham, and Ravenwood regain possession, dump it back into the NBA zone. And yet again, it's cleared out of the zone, but ends up going into the NBA bench. I think it went off the stick of Ethan Sides on its way out of play. 9:24 to go in the first. Still 1-0 1-0 Ravenwood. Draw is going to be to the left of Wick. Draw one with the Big Red. Puck carried through center. Duke Dalba dumps it into the Ravenwood zone. Picked up by Zeke Landkammer. Sent around the wall to the far side. Held in by the Big Red. That's behind the net. Sent around to the near side by Cannon Kaiser, who has the goal, and it goes out to center. And it's picked up by Keaton Moffitt. Moffitt, right wing side of the NBA zone, tried to pass across to Jake Farrell, who was going to the front of the net, but the puck went by into the left wing corner. Now it's behind the net for Brady Friedman. Dropping it down low. And the Big Red have it. It's Abe Lasher carrying it to center. Gets to the red line, dumps it into the Ravenwood zone. Now the puck comes back around to the near side. Andrew Frett gets to it. Backhand, tried to backhand into the slot, intercepted by Brady Friedman. Backhands it out to center. Keaton Moffitt with it now, left wing side of the NBA zone. Puck got away from him into the left wing corner. And the Big Red clear it out. And icing waved off as it goes deep into the Ravenwood end. Timo Holland slaps it off the near side glass and out to center. But Matthew Moore grabs it, brings it back in, takes a shot, score! Matthew Moore from the top of the right circle. Fires it into the back of the net. And NBA have tied the game. It's 1-1 with 8:08 to go in the first. Matthew Moore with a big interception at center and turns it into a goal. Draw one by the Raptors. Puck in the NBA zone. Big Red immediately cleared out. Cannon Kaiser with it at center for the Raptors. Passes over Owen Apple. Up the far side to Liam Powell, who deflects it into the NBA zone. Puck carried out to the near side. That's coming out to the right point, held in by Cannon Kaiser. It's knocked off his stick and out of the zone to center. Owen Apple trying to send it back in. It's picked back up by the Big Red, but then taken from Cortland Klett by Liam Powell. Powell right wing side of the NBA zone, to the puck poked off his stick. Right as he was trying to go around Lawson Brown. Now the puck back in the Ravenwood end. Owen Apple with it for the Raptors. Sends it up the near side, Kaiser. Backhands it back behind the net for Apple. Apple fires it up the far side. Lasher trying to knock it down. Here's Mason Reed. Oh, passed it over to Brady Freeman, who was closing into the left-hand side of the net. Went off his skate, got away from him. Now here's Ethan Sides back in the Ravenwood zone. Passing down the left wing, went past the stick of Trace Graham. Apple behind the net, out to Powell. Powell clears it out. Abe Lasher gets to it inside his own zone. Lasher behind his own net. Trying to clear it out. Intercepted and held in by Mason Reed. But then it's taken away from him and cleared up by the Big Red. And it's going to be an icing as it goes past the net to the left of McKenzie. 6:31 to go in the first. The game is tied at 1. Draw is going to be to Wick's left. One by the Big Red. And iced again. Iced by Michael DeTillo, so they'll drop it to Wick's left again. Draw one by Ravenwood. Timo Holland with a slap shot from the right point that hit a skate in traffic and allows the Big Red to clear it out. It's in the Ravenwood zone on the right wing side. Holland, got beaten to it just about by Emmett Castile. Now Keaton Moffitt clears it out to center. Here's Brady Friedman. Back in the NBA zone on the left wing side with a shot. Stopped and held on to by Wick at his right-hand post. Draw is going to be to Wick's right. Draw one by the Raptors and a shot from Mason Reed. Stopped and held on to by Wick. 6 minutes left in the first. Game tied at 1. Draw's going to be to Wick's right once more. NBA cleared the puck out of the zone off the draw. Is it going to be another icing? Yes. It slowed way down and just trickled over the line. It almost was not an icing. Draw's going to be to Wick's right again. It's won by NBA. Puck sent around the boards to the near side. They're trying to get it out. Held in by Liam Powell. And he had a shot that went off a stick way up into the air and is caught by Wick as if he were catching a routine pop-up at short. He hangs on for the whistle. Draw's going to be to his left. Draw one by the Big Red. They clear it out of the zone. Anthony Maltese grabs it, sends it back towards the NBA blue line. Brought back in on the left wing side. Liam Powell. Powell holding. Shot stopped and covered up by Wick. 5:28 to go in the first. Game still tied at 1. Draw's going to be to Wick's right again. This Ravenwood attack is relentless. Draw one with the Big Red. Michael Detillo behind his own net. Comes out to the near side. Backhands it to Trace Graham, who deflects it out to center. Intercepted by Timo Holland. Mason Reed of the blue line had it taken away. Here's Matthew Moore. Left wing side of the Ravenwood zone. Moore tried to pass across to the front of the net. Cortland Klett was knocked away. Now Timo Holland with it near side of his own zone. Carries it out to center. Holland back into the NBA end. The puck poked away. That's backing it over to the far side. Held in left point. Cannon Kaiser's shot blocked in front. Knocked down by the stick of, I think, Lawson Brown, who clears it out up the near side. And it is sent back into the NBA zone, but I think it may have gone out of play. They blew the whistle. The linesmen are talking about where the faceoff should be. 4:45 to go in the first. Game still tied at 1. The draw is going to be to the left of Wick inside the NBA zone. Got a few more people who have come in since the start of this one, but not many. Draw one by NBA, and they clear it out. Up the far side, and it's another icing. So they're going to drop it to Wick's right. Draw one by the Big Red, and they clear it out, and it's going to go for another icing. So they'll drop it to Wick's right once, but they dropped it to his right a lot in this first period. Draw one by the Raptors. Zeke Landcamer, left point shot blocked in front. And then a little chop I think Jake Farrell got in a little chop as the puck stopped dead right in front of the net, and it was stopped and held on to by Wick. They're going to drop it to Wick's right again. One by the Raptors. Shot from Zeke Landcamer. It was Cannon Kaiser. Blockered away by Wick. Puck behind the net. Comes out to the right point. Zeke Landcamer whiffs on a shot attempt. Hangs on to the puck. Had Duke Dalba coming right in and put the body against him. Oh, and then Landcamer tried to drop it back to Freeman, who was out at center. Now here's Dalba in the side of the Ravenwood zone. Oh, and he whiffs on a backhanded try. Now he passes across to the near side. James Lehrman backhands it up. Ethan Moore shot off the right leg pad of McKenzie. And it's cleared out by Friedman. Here's Jake Farrell, right wing side of the NBA zone. Taking a shot, stopped and held on to by Wick at his left-hand post. 3:46 to go in the first. The game is still tied at 1. Draw is going to be to the left of Wick. NBA put pressure on the Ravenwood net early, but Ravenwood have turned it around. Big Red win the draw here. Here's Trace Graham, far side at center, dumping it into the Ravenwood zone. It goes into the left wing corner. Timo Holen battling with Matthew Moore now. Holen carries it around the back of the net. Cortland Klett pushing him up against the boards, and Klett causes him to lose the puck in the right wing corner. Holen takes it back. Chased down by Powell. He's got it out on the near side, and he'll carry it to center. Crosses to the far side. Powell back into the NBA zone, and the slot is shot off the glove of Wick, and then he shoots the rebound past the net to Wick's left. Left point shot from Owen Apple misses the net to Wick's right. Puck cleared out of the zone by NBA, but Owen Apple grabs it at center, carries it to the blue line, and I think it was offside against Ravenwood. I don't think Liam Powell had left the zone. 2:57 to go in the first. Game still tied at 1. Draws on the dot in front of the NBA bench. One by the Raptors, dumped into the zone by Owen Apple. Wick gets it around to the near side boards. Now it's in the right wing corner. Mason Reed trying to go around the back of the net. Reed stops, curls back out to the right wing side, trying to pass it in front, blocked by a sliding Matthew Moore. Now it's out on the near side. Cleared out by the Big Red, but Timo Holen knocks it down. Brought back into the zone on the left wing side. Jake Lipinski putting in front. Timo Holen tried to redirect. Stopped and held on to by Wick. 2:23 left in the first. Game still tied at 1. Draw is going to be to the right of Wick again. One by the Raptors. Kenan Kaiser shot in the left point. Off his sticking over the net. Stays in play. It's on the near side. Big Red trying to clear it out, and they do. Here's Andrew Freck in the Ravenwood slot. A shot stopped by McKenzie. She's got the rebound covered. Wick came in with a poke after the whistle. Freck came in with a poke after the whistle. Draw is going to be to McKenzie's right. First draw on the Ravenwood zone in quite a while in this first period. And it's won by NBA. Ethan Moore trying to get over to Duke Dalba. But Jake Lipinski put a stick in there, and Jake Farrell carries it out to center. Here's Farrell, right wing side of the NBA zone. A shot from the right circle, gloved and held onto by Wick. Draw will be to Wick's left. One by the Big Red. And they clear it out. Here's Matthew Moore, right wing side of the Ravenwood zone, taking a shot. Missed the net to the left of McKenzie. Mason Reed with the puck now. Carries it over to the far side. Oh, he runs into Owen Apple. Chance in front. Ethan Sides a shot. Score! Mason Reed ran into Owen Apple in the right wing corner. Turned the puck over. Ethan Sides comes right out in front. Fires it through McKenzie's 5-hole into the back of the net. And for the first time all year, NBA have the lead on Ravenwood. 2-1 Big Red with 92 seconds to go in the first. A bad moment to have something like that for Ravenwood. Oh my word. Draw one by Ravenwood, and Liam Powell flips the puck way through the air and it goes out of play. At the end in front of the concession stand. Draw's going to be on the dot in front of the NBA bench. One by the Raptors. Here's Timo Holland inside his own zone. Passing it up the far side. It's in the NBA end. Immediately cleared out by Michael Detillo. Here's Andrew Freck. Right wing side of the Ravenwood zone. Taking a shot past the net to the left of McKenzie. Puck out at center. Brought back into the Ravenwood zone on the left wing side. Here's Andrew Freck in the high slot. Handing it off. A shot from Ethan Moore. Just missed the net to the right of McKenzie. We're inside the final minute of the first. Puck passed up the far side. Here's Liam Powell at center. Sending it back into the NBA zone on the right wing side. Grady Fernan a shot from the outside of the right circle near the boards. Gloved and held on to by Wick. 42.1 seconds to go in the first. 2-1 NBA. Draw to the left of Wick. One by the Big Red. Fired around the boards to the far side. Held in Owen Apple, but Abe Lasher gets it off and clears it out. Brought back in by Cannon Kaiser. Kaiser down the slot, but the puck got away from him. Under 30 seconds left in the period. Big Red clear it out. Brady Friedman at center. Pass ahead off the stick of Ethan Sides, but went into the NBA zone anyway. Jake Farrell with it now. He's double teamed. Has to go around the back of the net. Passes out. Brady Friedman, right circle. Pass across. Nobody in a white sweater's there. Keaton Moffitt backhanding the puck up to the left point. Owen Apple fires it back around the kick plate to the near side. Now it's out at the right point, sent towards the front of the net, and the Big Red cleared out, and that's going to be it for the first. Well, Cannon Kaiser scored nearly 3 minutes into the first, but then a few moments later, Matthew Moore intercepted a puck at center, carried it into the Ravenwood zone and shot it in, but then with 92 seconds to go in the first, Ethan Sides taking advantage of a collision between Mason Reed and Owen Apple in the Ravenwood zone, carrying the puck to the front of the net and scoring. And so NBA lead Ravenwood 2-1 at the end of one in the Predators Cup Losers Bracket Final. Ready to start the second period. Hunter Wick still in goal for NBA. Reese McKenzie still in goal for Ravenwood. For this second period, NBA will carry the puck from my left to right. Ravenwood from my right to left. Second period underway. Ravenwood with a puck. Grady Fernan, right wing side of the NBA zone. Slap shot off the stick of Ethan Moore, goes past the net. And picked up by Trace Graham. He carries it out to center, passes over Ethan's side. Sides, left wing side of the Ravenwood zone, sends it past the net to the right of McKenzie. Raptors with it. And they get it out to center, but it's turned back over to the Big Red. Matthew Moore pokes it back in, but I think Trace Graham hadn't left the zone, and it's an offside against NBA. And that took the first 24 seconds off the clock here in the second. Draw's going to be on the dot. In front of the bleachers across from the NBA bench at center. Won by the Big Red, dumped into the Ravenwood zone. It's behind the net, Owen Apple. And up. Is it another offside? Some type of violation against Ravenwood because they're dropping the puck to McKenzie's right. I guess it went out of play. That's kind of weird. I didn't see what they called, but okay. Draw one by the Big Red. Oh, Michael DiTillo tried to push it to the front of the net. He didn't push it hard enough. Here's Keaton Moffitt now in the NBA zone. Left wing side, a shot, score! DiTillo tried to send it down the slot, but he didn't send it hard enough. Keaton Moffitt grabs the puck, carries it down the right wing, fires it into the top corner on the left-hand side of the net, and Ravenwood have tied it 40 seconds into the second. It's 2-2 with 13:20 to go in the middle frame. Draw one by the Big Red. Duke Dalba. Knocked into the boards on the far side at center. Now they're passing the puck back and forth to one another. They're playing catch with it. Brought back into the NBA zone on the right wing side. Grady Fernan takes a shot, knocked down and covered up by Wick at his left-hand post. Draw's going to be to his left. Draw one by the Big Red. Abe Lasher firing it around the wall to the far side. Held in at the half wall by Liam Powell, and his shot was blocked by the skate of Matthew Moore, who clears it down ice for an icing. 12:43 to go in the second. Game tied at 2. Draw be to Wicks left again. Puck out at center. Here is Matthew Moore, left wing side of the Ravenwood zone, trying to put it in front for Trace Graham. Nice back checking by Owen Apple to get it away from him. Knocked that down. Now here's Brady Freeman, left wing side. Pass across. Timo Holland was zipping by as the puck came his way. Now puck back in the Ravenwood zone on the right wing side. Brought back out to center by Liam Powell, left wing side of the NBA zone. Powell tried to back in front. Nobody in a white sweater there. Matthew Moore clears it out. Picked up on the far side at center. Ethan Sides, left wing side of the Ravenwood zone, takes a shot. It's stopped and covered up by McKenzie. 12:01 to go in the second. 2-2. Draws to McKenzie's right, won by the Raptors. Puck out on the far side and cleared out by the Big Red. Anthony Maltese at center. Puck back in the NBA zone. Ariane Patnaik keeps it alive. It goes down the left wing circle, and Michael DiTillo fires it to the other end of the rink for the icing. How many times has he iced the puck in this game? It's been a lot. Draw is going to be to Wick's right. Draw one with the Raptors. Keaton Moffitt takes a big hit from Michael DiTillo in the left wing corner. Meanwhile, here's a shot in the right circle, and Jake Farrell, I think, may have gone off the glove of Hunter Wick. Now the puck out on the near side. Left wing corner, Keaton Moffitt. Pass the slot, Jake Farrell, one-timer off the right leg pad of Wick. Big battle for the puck in the left wing corner. And picked up by Keaton Moffitt, goes around the back of the net, puts it out in front. Farrell couldn't get a stick on it. Cannon Kaiser does inside the top of the left circle. He gets off a one-timer that's gloved and held on to by Wick. .11:01 to go in the second. Game tied at 2. Draw is going to be to the right of Wick. Draw one by the Raptors. Here's Mason Reed going to the inboards. Around the back of the net. Passing out to the right point, Cannon Kaiser. Sends it back down the right wing boards. Is in the right wing corner. Getting to it is Matthew Moore. Backhands it up to Ethan Sides. Carries it out to center. Passes over Trace Graham. Graham crosses the red line. Dumps it into the left wing corner of the Ravenwood zone. Kaiser with it. Now at center on the far side, Liam Powell. Right wing side of the NBA zone. Powell gets pushed down by Abe Lasher, who clears the puck out up the far side. Picked up at center. No, Owen Apple lets it go back into the Ravenwood zone. He'll grab it there. Pass it up the far side. Now here's Abe Lasher inside his zone. Zone passing across to the near side. James Lehrman will carry it out for the Big Red. Carries it back into the Ravenwood zone. Shot in the right wing. Just missed the net to the right of McKenzie. Puck back in the NBA zone on the right wing side. Here's Owen Apple taking a shot. Actually, no, passing it below the goal line to Reed. Try to put it out in front. Hit the left leg pad of Wick. Now Reed out in the high slot. Taking a shot to traffic. Score! 6 games in a row where Mason Reed has scored a goal. Took a shot through traffic. Ends up in the back of the net on the left-hand side. And Ravenwood are back in the lead, 3-2 with 9:46 to go in the second. Puck in the Ravenwood zone. Raptors get it out of there. Michael DiTillo. Going to end up icing it from center in front of the Ravenwood bench. Draw is going to be to Wick's right. Draw one by the Big Red. Michael DiTillo trying to clear it out. Ravenwood trying to keep it alive. Andrew Frick banks it off the near kick plate and down into the Ravenwood zone. Picked up by Timo Holland. Holland round the back of the net. Banks it off the far boards. Now it's back in the NBA zone. Taken back by the Big Red. Here's Duke Dalba. Dalba at center. Brings it into the Ravenwood zone on the left wing side. Fires it past the net to the right of McKenzie. Puck of the inboards up and Duke Dalba had the stick knocked out of his hand by Jake Farrell, but he's going to go to the box. Hooking call. Offside called against Ravenwood to draw the whistle. So Ravenwood get the first power play of the game. And no, it's Matthew Moore they called for the hook. Nope. They took that off the board. They have to correct. Oh, they put it on the wrong side. It's Andrew Frick they called for the hook. So 8:28 to go in the second. Ravenwood up 3-2. They get the first power play of the game. Draws to the left of Wick. One by the Big Red. Puck sent around the boards to the near side. Cannon Kaiser passing it up to the left point, Jake Farrell. Farrell passing to the right point, Liam Powell. Down the right wing, Mason Reed. Back up top, Powell. Inside the top of the left circle, Kaiser moving out towards the blue line again. Banks it off the far boards for Powell to pick up. He'll take a shot into the chest of Wick. Falls into the glove. He hangs on for the whistle. Strawby to his left. Draw one by the Raptors. Puck over on the near side. Cannon Kaiser sends it to the inboards. Michael Datillo trying to pin it up against the kick plate. Battling with Grady Fernan. Now here's Jake Farrell. Passing it over the far side. Mason Reed to the right half wall. Reed out to the blue line. Liam Powell, one-timer blocked by Matthew Moore. Didn't know where it was. Kept alive at the blue line by Powell. Taps it over to the far boards, and Abe Lasher jumps in and fires it to the other end of the rink. 1 minute left in the power play. Oh, it's Reese McKenzie. Risky pass with Ethan Sides coming at her. Got it over to Cannon Kaiser. Now here's Keaton Moffitt, left wing side of the NBA zone. Tried to send it to the front of the net to Mason Reed. Went off an NBA skate and back out to center. Reed brings it back into the NBA zone on the right wing side. Turns it over to Abe Lasher. Tries to clear, he does. Liam Powell couldn't keep it in the zone. Here is Powell back inside his own zone. 30 seconds left in the Ravenwood power play. Powell back in the NBA zone on the right wing side. Sends it through the crease. Cannon Kaiser, shot blocked. Grabs the puck again. Moving out to the high slide shot. Was that blocked in front by Lipinski? I don't think it touched Wick. Rebound cleared out by the Big Red. I think Jake Lipinski blocked his own man's shot. Puck goes all the way back down into the Ravenwood zone. McKenzie leaves it for Kaiser. Now Mason Reed at center. Reed dumps it back into the NBA zone. Penalty time against the Big Red. He is up there back at even strength. Reed at the inboards. Coming back out to the left wing side. Hands it off, Keaton Moffitt, sending it up to the right point. Owen Apple shot blocked by the stick of Duke Dalba. And the Big Red have it out at center. Then it's taken back by the Raptors. Keaton Moffitt had it poked off his stick and out. But they called offside against Ravenwood anyway. 6:06 to go in the second. 3-2 Ravenwood. Draw is going to be on the dot in front of the bleachers across from the Ravenwood bench. It's won by the Raptors. Jake Lipinski sweeps it into the NBA zone. It's behind the net. Picked up by Michael Datillo. Datillo on the near side. Banking it ahead to Emmett Castile. And a shot from the left point. Owen Apple stopped by Wick. And then the rebound try from Grady Fernan also stopped by Wick, and he's got it covered. He'll drop it to Wick's right again. Draw one by the Big Red. Puck sent around to the far side. Ethan Sides sending it up the far boards and out. Matthew Moore Sending it into the Ravenwood zone. Anthony Maltese trying to send it up the far boards and out. It's held in. Matthew Moore trying to go to the slot. Had Brady Friedman all over top of him. Now back the other way goes Liam Powell. Powell right wing side of the NBA zone. A shot stopped and held on to by Wick. 5:19 to go in the second. It's still 3-2 Ravenwood. Draws to Wick's left. It's won by the Big Red. Abe Lasher around the back of his own net. Carries it to center, banks it off the near boards. Sent back in by the Raptors. James Lehrman will get to it. Lehrman backhanding it ahead to Duke Dalba off his stick. Timo Holland kept it in the zone, but it came back to Lehrman, who clears it out on the second attempt. Now the puck back in the NBA zone, and again cleared out by Lehrman. This will go for an icing. 4:50 to go in the second. 3-2 Ravenwood leading. Draw will be to the left of Wick again. Won by the Raptors, but taken right away by the Big Red. Andrew Freck, right wing side of the Ravenwood zone. His shot off the stick of Owen Apple up into the air. Puck going towards the right wing. Puck sent around the boards to the far side and carried out by Grady Fernan. Passes over to Keaton Moffitt. Moffitt, left wing side of the NBA zone. Trying to get it back to Fernan. Broken up by Michael DeTillo. Cleared out by Freck. Apple to Moffitt, who backhands the puck back into the NBA zone, and again it's cleared out by Michael DeTillo, and it's another icing. .411 to go in the second. 3-2 Ravenwood leading. Draw to the right of Wick. Won by the Big Red. Brady Friedman passing over bottom of the left circle as Ravenwood take the puck away inside the zone. Now from the blue line, Zeke Landcamer, a shot gloved and held on to by Wick. Draw one by the Big Red. They try and clear it out. It's held in by Ravenwood. Liam Powell left circle up and it taken away by Matthew Moore. Now here's Ethan Sides out at center. Sides into the Ravenwood zone on the left wing. Trying to send it to the front of the net. Moore couldn't get a stick on it. Oh, actually Moore did redirect it. McKenzie turned it away. Just 11. I think that should be 12 shots on goal for NBA, but that's still not a lot. Reed, left wing side of the NBA zone. Tried to pass it to the slot, and Timo Holland, who was going down, but it was deflected away from him by the stick of Lawson Brown. And Trace Graham passes ahead Ethan Sides out at center. Knocked into the boards by Timo Holland as he crossed the Ravenwood blue line. Now here's Liam Powell, right wing side of the NBA zone. Taking a shot, blockered away by Wick. Puck out on the far side. Shot from Timo Holland off the stick of Matthew Moore. Went past the net to the left of Wick. Now it's behind the net. Here's Reed. Going out towards the blue line. Passing down the left wing to Friedman, Brady Friedman. Try to go back to the slot, and Cannon Kaiser off his stick. Ethan Sides will clear. Friedman Trying to get it ahead to Reed, off the stick of Michael Datillo, and it goes to the inboards of the NBA zone. Datillo whips it around to the near side, held in Grady Fernan. Moving down left circle, a shot. Gloved and held on to by Wick, and then Fernan bumps into Datillo, and then backs into the net, and then Fernan pushes Datillo, who took a LeBron-style flop, I'm going to admit, and Fernan is going to go to the box. And Fernan is in the box. So NBA getting their first power play of the game. 2:19 to go in the second. They're down 3-2. What did they call against Grady Fernan? They called roughing. But, yeah, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Datillo kind of soccer-style flop. Draws to the left of McKenzie. One by the Raptors. They try and clear it out. Held in by the Big Red. Michael Datillo shot in the left circle. Turned away by McKenzie. And the rebound cleared out by the Raptors. Wick hands it off to Lasher. Abe Lasher. Backing up towards his own inboards. Passes across to Datillo. Datillo through center into the Ravenwood zone on the right wing side. Taking a shot. Turned away by McKenzie. And the rebound cleared out by the by the Raptors. Wick will leave it for Matthew Moore. Moore dumps it back into the Ravenwood zone. Puck coming around to the far side, and it's cleared out by the Raptors again. It goes back deep into the NBA zone. Wick is going to leave it for Datillo. Datillo back out to center, passing up the far side. James Lehrman, left wing side of the Ravenwood zone. A shot misses the net to the right of McKenzie. Minute left in the power play for NBA. And Liam Powell clears it out. Goes all the way back down into the NBA zone. Datillo fires it up the far side. Intercepted. Timo Holland, right wing side of the NBA zone. Cannot get around Abe Lasher. Last minute of the second. Big battle for the puck in that right wing corner. 30 seconds left in the power play for NBA. Puck kept alive in the zone by Owen Apple. Now it's taken and carried out by Abe Lasher. Lasher drops it back to Datillo inside the NBA zone. Now Lasher. 30 seconds left in the second. Datillo dumps it back into the Ravenwood zone. Puck coming around to the near side boards. Penalty time against Ravenwood is up. They're back at even strength. Sent up the near side out to center. Grady Fernan out of the box, and he has the puck. Trying to pass it over to Mason Reed. He whiffed twice. On the third time, he dumps it into the NBA zone. Picked up by Cortland Klett. Off to Ethan Moore. Stretch pass up the near side off the stick of James Lehrman. That is it for the second. Goals by Keaton Moffitt and Mason Reed. See Ravenwood retake the lead. And they're up 3-2 on NBA after 2 in the Predators Cup Losers Bracket Final. Ready to start the third period. Reese McKenzie still in goal for Ravenwood. Hunter Wick still in goal for MBA. For this third period, Ravenwood will carry the puck from my left to right, MBA from my right to left. If MBA tie the game in the third period, finishes that way, it's off to a 5-minute 3-on-3 sudden death overtime. And if that doesn't solve it, a shootout. Draw one by the Big Red, and a shot from Ethan Sides. Gloved by McKenzie, knocked down by the glove, and she covers. This is the last game in the Preds Cup where overtime would be 5 minutes 3-on-3. Championship games, it's 14 minutes 5-on-5. Draws to the right of McKenzie. Can NBA find an equalizer? We'll see. They win the draw. Shot by James Lehrman, blocked in front by Owen Apple. Comes back to Lehrman, and his shot is blocked again. Apple carries it out to center. Brings it into the NBA zone on the left wing side. Goes to the end boards. Puck taken back by Matthew Moore. He'll whip it around to the near side. Held into the right point, and a shot from Liam Powell was slowed up big time by an NBA stick. Now it's sent up the far side and dumped back into the Ravenwood zone by Trace Graham. Puck coming around to the near boards. Liam Powell with it. He'll clear. Brady Friedman sends it back into the NBA zone, and Hunter Wick decides to move out, stop it, and cover. And that took the first 43 seconds off the clock here in the third. 13-17 to go in regulation. Ravenwood up 3-2. Coming up next, it's the Hein Cup Losers Bracket semifinal between Brentwood and Centennial FRA. Draw is going to be to the left of Wick. Draw one by the Big Red, and they clear it. It's going into the Ravenwood zone. Who's going to get to it first? Andrew Freck does. Timo Holland pokes it away and falls over and causes Freck to fall into him, and they both slide into the right wing corner boards. Here's Ethan Moore in the right circle. Shot. I think it was blocked. I don't think it ever got to McKenzie. Jake Farrell banks it hard off the near boards and out. Lawson Brown. Across to Michael Datillo. Passes up the far side. Back into the Ravenwood zone. It took a deflection. Came on goal, and Reese McKenzie gloves and hangs on to it. 12:41 to go in regulation. Still 3-2 Ravenwood. Drawn to McKenzie's left. Won by Ravenwood. Timo Holland banks it off the near boards to center. Grady Fernan hands it off Keaton Moffitt. Right wing side of the NBA zone. Moffitt a shot. Stopped and held on to by Wick. At his left-hand post. Draws to Wick's left. One by NBA. Puck sent around the boards to the far side. Held in by Owen Apple. Sent down to the end boards, Liam Powell. Now he comes out to the far side. Backhands it down into the left wing corner, Brady Friedman. Friedman passing over to the far side, Powell. Gives it away, and the Big Red are going to clear it down ice. And this one's going to be on goal. Reese McKenzie having to steer it away. Now the puck on the near side. Brady Friedman picks it up. Friedman out to center. Back in the NBA zone on the left wing side. Drops it back. Mason Reed taking a shot. Misses the net to the right of Wick. Here's Holland. Back out, it's Reed. Back out to the left wing side. Drops it back down low again. Powell trying to put it in front. And Big Red come up with it and they take it out. It's back in the Ravenwood zone. Owen Apple quickly clears it. But it's dumped back in from center by Trace Graham, who is going to go to the bench for a change. Ooh, and Zeke Landcamer trying to pass it ahead. Puck went off the stick of Ethan Sides and out of play into the Ravenwood bench. 11:19 to go in regulation, still 3-2. Ravenwood. Draw's going to be on the dot in front of the Ravenwood bench. Draw one by Ravenwood. Here's Grady Fernan dumping the puck into the NBA zone. It's around on the far side. Michael DiTillo trying to clear, held in Jake Lipinski. He sends it back down low. Picked up by Lawson Brown, whipped around the boards to the near side. Oh, Cannon Kaiser falls over at the right point, trying to hold it in. Here's Duke Dalba, left wing side of the Ravenwood's on a shot, score! Cannon Kaiser fell over at the right point. Allowed Dalba to take the puck. And he fires it into the top corner on the left-hand side of the net. It's 3-3 with 10:58 to go in regulation. NBA win the draw, dump it into the Ravenwood zone. Anthony Maltese whiffing on it, trying to clear it out. Ethan Moore with it, trying to dump it down into the right wing corner. And kept alive at the blue line. Duke Dalba sends it past the net into the right wing corner. Here's Owen Apple. Sending it up the far side. Keaton Moffitt. Left wing side of the NBA zone. Past the slot. Grady Fernan a shot. Stop. Rebound. Oh, stop by Wick as well. And it's fired down ice on goal. McKenzie had to stop it. Fernand's follow-up. Wick threw out that right leg pad. Here's Owen Apple back into the NBA zone on the left wing side. Around the back of the net. Drops it behind the net. It's turned over. Big Red with it. And we get a whistle. Did it just maybe deflect off of someone on the NBA bench? I guess that's what they're saying. Draw's going to be to the left of Wick. 9:56 to go in regulation. Game is tied at 3. Draw one with a Big Red. Puck comes around to the far boards. Held in at the left point. Cannon Kaiser passes over to the right circle. Reed trying to send it to the front of the net. Oh, it's there. Oh, but Brady Friedman couldn't get a stick on it. It's out on the far boards again. Trying to clear it out. Held in Kaiser, left point. Liam Powell shoots it past the net. Brady Friedman going out towards the blue line. Crossing over to the left wing side. Stops. Passes down the left wing. Now back to Friedman. Taking a shot through traffic from the high slot. Gloved and held on to by Wick. 9:19 to go in regulation. 3-3. Draw is going to be to Wick's right. It's one with a Big Red. Oh, but turned right over to Ravenwood. Puck put in front. Vernon one-timer missed the net to the right of Wick, who I don't think saw it until it was buzzing by. Puck in the left wing corner. Now Jake Farrell puts it out in front. Oh, but it's knocked away from Fernan, and the Big Red clear it out. And now Duke Dalba with it. Right wing side of the Ravenwood zone. A shot off the right leg pad of McKenzie. She makes a massive save. Oh, and then a shot from Freck. Dribbles through traffic off the left leg pad of McKenzie. Puck out at center. Here's Fernan. Back into the NBA zone. Left wing side. Poked away from him. He gets it back. Passes it out, but nobody's there at the left point. Cannon Kaiser dumps it back into the NBA zone. Keaton Moffitt trying to put it out in front, and it's given away, and Michael DiTillo is going to ice it. 8:20 to go in regulation. Game still tied at 3. Draw is going to be to Wick's left. Draw one with a Big Red. Abe Lasher trying to stretch past to Ethan Sides, who deflects it into the Ravenwood zone. Puck out on the far boards. Picked up Matthew Moore. He's in the right wing corner. Moore falls over, and Mason Reed takes the puck and carries it to center. Reed over to Brady Friedman, right wing side of the NBA zone. Friedman, a shot off the right leg pad of Wick. Here's Abe Lasher at his own inboards. Reed trying to push him off the puck. It comes out to the left-hand side of the net, and Wick covers up just to be safe. 7:42 to go in regulation. The game is still tied at 3. Draw is going to be to Wick's left. It's one by the one with the Raptors. Puck coming around to the far side in the left wing corner. Oh, and Grady Fernan falls over the stick of Michael DiTillo, who's going to go to the box for tripping. And it's going to be a big power play for the Raptors. 7:29 to go in regulation, and the game tied at 3. Draws to Wick's right. One by the Big Red. Here's Abe Lasher up, giving it away on the far side. Keaton Moffitt passing up to the left point. Liam Powell. Powell back down the wall to Moffitt to the slot. Jake Farrell a shot. I think it was blocked. There is a rebound try. Stopped by Wick. Now Lasher behind his own net, backhanding it up the far boards, and just held into the blue line by Powell. Powell taking a shot through traffic. It's blocked. Here's Matthew Moore, right wing side of the Ravenwood zone. In front of Lasher, back in here. Oh, he missed the net to the left of McKenzie. Oh, NBA almost got a shorty. Puck was sent back into the Ravenwood zone, but there was a whistle. I'm not sure for what. Whatever it is. Whatever it was, they're going to drop it to the left of McKenzie. 80 seconds left in the power play for Ravenwood. 6:49 to go in regulation. The game is tied at 3. Draw one by the Raptors. Here's Liam Powell. Passing it up the far side. Keaton Moffitt drops it back to Mason Reed. Back ahead to Moffitt. Off his skates. Grady Fernan with it. Left wing side of the NBA zone. Out to the blue line, Moffitt. Cross to the right point, Liam Powell. Let a man slide by, took a shot, it was blocked, and it's cleared out. Under a minute left in the power play for the Raptors. Puck back in the right Ravenwood zone. Keaton Moffitt gets to it. Powell on the near side. Oh, he whiffs on it. Andrew Frett grabs it. Sends it towards the front of the net, knocked away by McKenzie. Here's Friedman. Friedman passing it up the near side. Keaton Moffitt back into the NBA zone. Moffitt taking a shot. Gloved. Knocked down by the glove of Wick, and he covers. 27 seconds left in the power play. 5:57 to go in regulation. It's 3-3. Draw's going to be to Wick's right. Draw one by the Big Red. Puck fired around the wall to the near side. Timo Holland with it at center. Drops it back into his own zone for Cannon Kaiser. Kaiser ahead to Farrell. Jake Farrell, right wing side of the NBA zone. Drops it back in the slot. Jake Lipinski back down low. Pass across. Oh, Mason Reed had the right side of the net wide open. Couldn't get the shot off. Timo Holland carrying it down the left wing. Lost it. And it's cleared out by the Big Red. Penalty time against the Ravenwood is up. Correction, penalty time against NBA is up. They're back at even strength. A big kill for them. Mason Reed bringing the puck to center. Back into the NBA zone on the left wing side. Taking a shot, turned away by Wick. Puck held in at the left point. Kenan Kaiser's shot blocked. And the Big Red clear it down ice. And it's going to stop. It's going to die right before the goal line, so no icing. Timo Holland behind his own net. Passing it out to center. Intercepted by Ethan Moore. Takes a shot from center. Blockered away by McKenzie. Way up into the air it goes. Stays in play. And the Raptors clear it out to center, but Michael Datillo is there. Chips it back up the far boards. Kenan Kaiser intercepts. Has it taken away. Matthew Moore. Back into the Ravenwood zone. Correction, it's Ethan Moore. Handing it off. Andrew Freck trying to get it to the slot for Ethan Sides. That's intercepted. Grady Fernan. Ahead to Keaton Moffitt inside the NBA zone. Puck knocked away from him and carried out to center by Abe Lasher. Lasher back into the Ravenwood zone on the right wing side. Tried to pass it down the slot for Duke Dalba. Went off the skate of Zeke Landcamer. Dalba in the left wing corner. Dropping it around the wall to the far side. Here's Owen Apple. Try to pass it ahead to Brady Freeman. Puck goes all the way back into the NBA zone. Cleared out by Michael Datillo. Here's Apple. Inside his own zone trying to clear it out. Andrew Freck knocked it down. Poked loose by Matthew Moore, who then couldn't keep it on his stick. Here's Friedman. Banking it off the near kick plate. Grady Fernan, right wing side of the NBA zone, taking a shot. Missed the net to the left of Wick. And the puck just went over the blue line and was brought back in on the far side, offside by Owen Apple. 3:38 to go in regulation. The game is tied at 3. And the Big Red are going to use their timeout. We've only had one game in this entire postseason go to overtime. That was the Preds Cup Losers Bracket quarterfinal between Franklin and Summit Page that the Admirals won 5-4. So no Hein Cup games have gone to OT. Timeout done. Draw's going to be on the dot in front of the bleachers across from the NBA bench. 3:38 to go in regulation. Game tied at 3. One by the Raptors. Actually, one by the Big Red and then turned over to the Raptors. Timo Holland will dump it into the NBA zone. Puck coming around to the far side. It's cleared out by the Big Red, and it's going to be an icing. Again, coming up next, Brentwood and Centennial in the Hein Cup Losers Bracket semi, but that may end up starting a bit later. But can anyone find a winner here before regulation is done? Draws to the right of Wick. The NBA side in the bleachers has grown as this game has gone on. Draw one by the Big Red. They clear it down ice. It's in the Ravenwood zone. Going to stop inside the right circle, so no icing. Timo Holland on the near side with Ethan Sides all over him. Holland comes out to the far side. He's at center. Holland ahead to Reed. Reed, right wing side of the NBA zone. Puck comes down low. And a shot from the right wing boards, gloved and held onto by Wick. 2:53 to go in regulation. Game is tied at 3. Draws to the left of Wick. Won by the Raptors. Here's a one-timer from Cannon Kaiser at the right point, blocked. Jake Farrell with a puck now. Sends it into the left wing corner. It's behind the net. A. Blasher gets to it. Now Duke Dalba out on the far side, trying to clear, held in by Farrell. Sends it back down the left wing boards to Moffitt. Passes back to Farrell, who whiffs on it, trying to go to the slot. Then he falls over, and here NBA out at center. Andrew Freck, right wing side of the Ravenwood zone, trying to send it to the front of the net. Owen Apple clears. Here's Grady Fernan, left wing side of the NBA zone. Try to pass across to Jake Farrell, went off an NBA stick. A. Blasher back at center. Back in the Ravenwood zone, taking a shot in the high slot. Stopped and held on to by McKenzie. 2:08 to go in regulation. Game tied at 3. Draws to the left of McKenzie. Won by NBA. One-timer blocked to the slot. Puck in front. Matthew Moore trying to stuff it in. Race McKenzie got over to the right-hand side of the net, knocked it loose. Matthew Moore had a glorious chance to put NBA up. Reese McKenzie saved the day for the moment. Draw's going to be to her right. Oh, draw one by Ravenwood and a clearing attempt. Hit the linesman, stays in the zone. Cannon Kaiser with it now. He'll carry it around to the far side, hand it off to Mason Reed. Reed ahead to Brady Freeman, off his stick. And down the ice it goes for an icing. Friedman was behind the red line when it took that deflection. Draw is going to be to McKenzie's right. Won by the Big Red. Shot misses the net to the right of McKenzie. That was from James Lehrman, who's playing as a defenseman. Now A. Blasher holding the puck into the right point. He's playing as a defenseman. Tried to send it to the front of the net. Went off the skate of Timo Holland. Here's Mason Reed at center. Back into the NBA zone, taking a shot. And it's knocked over the net by Wick. Puck behind the net, picked up by A. Blasher. Oh, taken off him by Brady Freeman on the drive-by. Now the puck out on the far boards, Lehrman. Flipping it to center, back into the Ravenwood zone. It's going to trickle to the end boards, icing waved off. Holland with it. Last minute of regulation, here's Holland. Over to Reed, Mason Reed through center. Into the NBA zone on the right wing side. Trying to go to the front of the net, he goes around the back of the net. Try to put it in front, nobody's there. Held in Timo Holland, shot blocked. Big Red with it. Cortland Klett. Towards the Ravenwood blue line, and the puck taken away and passed ahead. Friedman into the NBA zone, a shot over the net. Oh, Wick got a piece of it. Or did it hit something? I don't know. Puck brought back into the Ravenwood zone, a shot over the net. Under 30 seconds left in regulation. That shot came from Ethan Moore. Here's Mason Reed. Back to center, Reed. Into the NBA zone on the left wing side. Try to pass in front, nobody in a white sweater there. Big Red trying to clear, held into the blue line by Owen Apple. Apple taking a shot, stopped by Wick, pulling the rebound and cover. 8.7 seconds to go in regulation. Game tied at 3. And now Ravenwood are going to burn their timeout. So both sides have called their timeout. As we are just under 9 seconds away from overtime in the Preds Cup Losers Bracket Final. Couple of Ravenwood mistakes have led to 2 NBA goals. Yeah, this is the last game where it's 5-minute 3-on-3. Championship is 14-minute 5-on-5. Yeah, three on three for 5 minutes. But championship is 14 minutes 5-on-5. A couple of Ravenwood mistakes have led to NBA goals in the first period. Mason Reed and Owen Apple ran into each other in the right wing corner of the Ravenwood zone. Ethan Sides grabbed the puck, carried it right to the front of the net and scored. And then early on in this third, Cannon Kaiser fell over at the right point of the NBA zone. Duke Dalba carried the puck down ice and fired it into the top corner on the left-hand side of the Ravenwood net. And that's the goal that has us tied at 3. Draw is going to be to the right of Wick. 8.7 seconds to go in regulation. Game tied at 3. Big tie-up with the puck off the draw. Big Red win it and clear it down ice. Is it going to go for an icing in time? They blew the whistle, but the clock runs out. Time ran out. So the Preds Cup Losers Bracket Final is going to overtime. Tied at 3. Duke Dalba with a goal. Just over 3 minutes into this third period. 3-3 between Ravenwood and NBA in the Preds Cup Losers Bracket Final. Ready to start the overtime. Hunter Wick still in goal for NBA. Reese McKenzie still in goal for Ravenwood for this overtime period. NBA will carry the puck from my left to right. Ravenwood from my right to left. First one to score wins. Out for the Big Red. Abe Lasher, Duke Dalba, Matthew Moore. Out for the Raptors, Mason Reed, Timo Holland, Liam Powell. If we're still tied at the end of OT, we go to a shootout. NBA win the draw to start the overtime. Duke Dalba. Now Abe Lasher. Up the near side into the Ravenwood zone. Lasher out to the left circle. Out near the boards. Curling around. Backhands it over to Moore. Moore goes around the back of the net. Backhands it up towards the blue line. Duke Dalba. Dalba shot through traffic. Oh! Just missed the net to the right of McKenzie. Puck behind the net. Timo Holland chipping it along, but didn't get it very far. Dalba with it. Sends it out to the far boards. Here's Matthew Moore. Moore behind his own net. Got Powell over top of him trying to get the puck off. Puck sent back down to the inboards. Timo Holland with it for Ravenwood. We played a full minute of the OT. 4 minutes to go. Here's Mason Reed through center. Back into the NBA zone on the left wing side. Puck was poked away from him by Ethan Moore. Tried to clear it out. Held in Owen Apple at the blue line. Ooh, one of the referees slips and falls. Apple out at center. Referee's okay. He's back in his skates. Jake Farrell had the puck poked away. Here's Mason Reed dropping it back to Apple. Reed will go for a change. Brady Freeman on in his place. Apple back into the NBA zone on the left wing side. Stops in the left wing corner, battling with Andrew Freck. Apple backhands it up to the blue line. Just kept atop the blue line by Freeman, who decides to back out of the zone. Now Freeman on the charge. Went to the NBA blue line, decided to curl back. Now Apple, left wing side of the NBA zone. Tried a shot, went off the inside of the right skate of Lasher. Here's Friedman out on the far side. Decides to exit the zone. Under 3 minutes left in the OT now. Abe Lasher is going to make a switch with Michael Datillo. Here's Friedman back into the NBA zone. Shot blocked by Andrew Freck. Freck passing it up the far side. Michael Datillo, left wing side of the Ravenwood zone. The puck poked away by Apple. He gets it back and decides to go back to center. NBA will make a couple more subs. Back out on the ice is Matthew Moore. And Trace Graham out now for the first time in the OT. Here's Moore ahead to Graham. Graham left wing side of the Ravenwood zone. Graham with a shot, kicked away by McKenzie with a right leg pad. Now here's Jake Farrell back in the NBA zone, coming in from behind to tap the puck off him was Matthew Moore. Moore with it now. It's Datillo. Matthew Moore is still out there. Datillo at center. Datillo had the puck tapped away from him by Powell. He'll catch up back up to it inside the NBA zone. There's 2 minutes left in the OT. Matthew Moore passes up the far side. Trace Graham. Graham, left wing side of the Ravenwood zone. Graham turns and waits. Trying to pass it out to the blue line. It's taken away. Here's Matthew Reed to center. Mason Reed, left wing side of the NBA zone. Turns around, decides to carry the puck back out to center. Reed. Back into the NBA zone. Shot in the left circle. Took a deflection off the stick of Abe Lasher. Stopped and covered up by Wick. And that's the first play stoppage of the OT. 82 seconds left in the overtime game, tied at 3. Out for Ravenwood, Reed, Powell, and Cannon Kaiser. Out for NBA, Ethan Moore, Duke Dalba, and Lasher. Draw to the right of Wick. Won by the Raptors. Kaiser's shot off is sticking into the netting above the glass. Draw to the right of Wick. Won by the Big Red. Abe Lasher. Passing it around to the far side. Who's going to get to it first? Reed or Dalba? Dalba. Now Dalba comes around to the near side. Trying to pass ahead. It hit Reed, but Dalba gathers it back in and clears it out. Now Powell grabs it at center. Brings it back in. Minute left of the OT. Mason Reed, left circle. Shot, score! Mason Reed fires the puck into the roof of the net. And Ravenwood and Ensworth will play for the Predators Cup again. Reed scores with 56.8 seconds left in the overtime. And Ravenwood win the Predators Cup losers bracket final 4-3. And for the second straight year, NBA are beaten in the Preds Cup losers bracket final by the Raptors. So the goal scorers in this one, the goals for MBA came from Matthew Moore, Ethan Sides, and Duke Dalba. For Ravenwood, 2 goals from Mason Reed, including the OT winner. And the other goals came from Cannon Kaiser and Keaton Moffitt. And Mason Reed is going to be player of the game for having 2 goals, including the game winner. And NBA, man, NBA about to say goodbye to a really big name in terms of departing seniors. Hunter Wick, Michael DeTillo, Emmett Castile, Edwin Bass, and Aiden Becker. So NBA losing both of their goaltenders. And whoever they get, they better be playing like Hunter Wick, because I don't know if I'm going to say something that might sound crazy, but there's a decent chance in my mind. I wouldn't be surprised if NBA ended up being a Hein Cup team next year. But it all depends on who they get as a goalie to replace Hunter Wick. But props to them, man. They got close. So Ravenwood beat the Big Red 4-3 in overtime in the Predators Cup Losers Bracket Final. And the Raptors are going to play the Ice Tigers on Wednesday night in the Preds Cup Final. Now, coming up next in just a couple minutes, coverage of the Henry Hein Cup Losers Bracket semifinal between Brentwood and Centennial. Again, the final score here in the Preds Cup Losers Bracket Final in overtime, Ravenwood 4, Montgomery Bell 3. The Raptors and Ensworth going to meet again in the Preds Cup Final on Wednesday night. But coming up next, it's Brentwood and Centennial in the Hein Cup Losers Bracket semi.